All right, Louie Herron here with Sales to CEO. Listen, we're going to talk about something that I can almost assure you, if you're watching this video, most salespeople in the country don't do this. This is called a pre-close. Now, maybe you've heard this, maybe you haven't, but this is something I've been doing for years. I mean, since I started selling cars in 1995. Now, I know the business has changed over the years, but there are some common things that has never changed in the car business. And one of those things is putting the deal down, closing the deal. So here's what I'm telling you. I believe before we get to the close, we've got to set this thing up. Remember, in my opinion, when you're in a selling situation, you do this 1, 2, maybe 3 times all day long. You've got to be on your game, right? So when you're setting up the close, you're about to get the figures, you're about to start the write-up. You've got to have this dialogue, in my opinion, to set this close up. So again, understand if you're putting a deal together, the pre-close is probably one of the most important things. So here's how the pre-close goes. I'm sitting with the guest, and I know I'm about ready to get some figures. Now, you know as well as I do, if the sales desk knows what they're doing, they're getting ready to ask for all the money, right? And I want you to understand something. Never have some insecurity or insecurity within yourself or lack of self-esteem that you don't deserve to ask for the money, right? This is no difference if you're selling your home, right? If you're putting your home on the market, you want as much as you can get for that home initially. You'll drop the price if you have to, but you only have one shot. So remember, you've got your children at the house, you've got your family at the house. This is who you're taking care of. And if you don't have enough self-esteem to ask the consumer for the money, you've got to really look internally to yourself. So again, we're going to set this close up so you have the ability to ask for all the money. Now, we all know rather, that when it comes down to putting a deal together, the trade value is always going to be too low. The price is always going to be too high. Payment's going to be too high. Rate's going to be too high. We already know that. So set yourself up and understand. Don't get discouraged when those objections come your way. Set yourself up before you relay the pencil of how this deal is going to go down. So here's how it goes. I'm sitting with the consumer and I simply say something like, Mr. Johnson, just to make sure you and I are on the same page, we spent 45 minutes together, 2 hours together. I'm about to go get some figures for you, and I'm confident the figures are gonna work in your favor. But in the event for some reason the trade doesn't look right or the payment doesn't look right, can you and I agree to disagree? And you pause for a moment, right? And most of the time you're gonna say, oh yeah, sure. What I want you to do is I want you to illustrate the very same scenario that you've already run into in the car business, whether it's 3 days or 3 months or 3 years. You've all seen this where you've presented some numbers and a customer got so upset, boom, they shot up, they want their trade, they're aggravated, and out the door they go. This is what we're trying to avoid. We want to make sure that before we relay the numbers, we let them know up front, just to make sure, I don't want you to leave on me, sir. This is what we're doing. This is called the pre-close. This is what I call Teflon the ceiling. When you come out with that pencil, and the consumer's already told you $400 a month, and you've done the needs assessment and the fact finding, and you've done the selection, you've done model up, model down, you've put them on the right car to the best of your ability, and you still know, and we know, and they know, $400 a month is not going to be the payment on this car because of negative equity and any other various situations. This is your opportunity to make sure when you present that number at 605, they don't freak out on you. They've already agreed that they could disagree respectfully. So again, understand, Teflon the ceiling, do the pre-close. This is probably, in my opinion, one of the most important things in the close because you're setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up. So remember, you've got one shot to ask for the money, right? We can't go in there low and then ask for more after they agree. This doesn't work that way. So have the confidence that when you're selling a car and you're putting a deal together, you're taking care of your family, you're taking care of yourself, you deserve it, you've earned it. If you haven't been a pro, if you haven't been an expert, if you're not practicing your craft, if you're not an expert in your field, if you're not doing the things, practicing, drill, rehearsing, making sure that you earn the money, then you probably shouldn't ask for the money. But on the flip side, if you've given $1 million presentation and you've done your job properly, you are worth the money. So in the pre-close, make sure you always Teflon the ceiling. So look, tons of information with Sales to CEO. Again, this is Louie Herron. Listen, if you want to copy my free book, just click the link below. Again, Sales to CEO, I got tons of information coming to you. Again, before you close a deal, don't ever close a deal without doing the pre-close.